Thank you very much. Todd and Erin, Morning Stream, GepardDaily.com.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
It is a good Friday, and everybody on Facebook Live this morning is extremely cheerful, which is nice. Good morning, everyone.
Right off the bat, Erin, why are you so bruised? What's going on?
Oh, no, first of all...
Do you need help? Should I call someone?
My entire body is covered in bruises. Let's go to the Morning Mountain Cam. It's brought to you, of course, by Black Diamond Experts, electric, plumbing, heating, and air. It looks like that fire smoke is still all over the place, so that's attractive. Okay, so...
No, wait. How did you address the bruises?
Well, we've just been moving, and you lift things, and all of a sudden you look like somebody beat you up while you were asleep. And traditionally, I would attempt to blame you for that, but nobody would ever
Todd.
believe me.
Right,
no, that's
okay.
the sad part. They're like, oh, Todd's so sweet. It couldn't be that. I'm like, great. So he's going to have a perfect opportunity to murder me one day, because they're like, Todd's so sweet. That couldn't have been him with that big bloody knife. It couldn't have been. Must have been his twin. So yeah, that ruins that scenario. We'll have to come up with another one.
All right.
And just remember, I'm sure when I pay the life insurance, just so you can't plan anything.
Maybe I'll pay it.
No.
Sorry.
You pay bills.
All right.
Oh,
So I noticed that we got envelopes on this.
okay, this is really funny. The wrong ballots. Now, you've got the story here, right?
No, you haven't.
Okay, they've had to admit once again that there was a mistake. They went, oh, we're sorry. It looks like yet another county has mailed the wrong ballots. In Wasatch County this time, 1,400 unaffiliated voters have been sent ballots listing the 3 GOP candidates for the special primary election.
But wait a minute.
Now, they've already had problems with that with Utah County and apparently Salt Lake County, and I'll tell you why. Because you and I received the Republican voting ballot.
That's right.
You and I are always listed as unaffiliated.
And I'm a pedestrian, so it was totally uncalled for.
All right. But in any case, so this is telling me they've got a few problems in their ballot mailing system, because that makes 3 counties where anyone can vote in the Republican general special election.
It's the Russians.
You know, it actually could be. I'm really prepared to go with that.
I'm going to go with it. It's the Russians.
Russians have been messing with a lot of things.
They have.
Sure, why not the GOP special election here in Utah?
All right, so...
The Russians are probably fascinated with that.
I have to admit, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, or I'm not being judgmental, but cosplay gives me the creeps.
What is wrong with you? We have friends who do cosplay.
And they give me the creeps, too.
Well, that's for Ryan. That's entirely
even not
reasons.
Dressed in cosplay.
Yeah, that's Ryan's just because
I
love cosplay. How can you say that?
There's cosplay karaoke. Did you know that?
Yes, and it's adorable. Okay, you have to remember, cosplay here in Utah is gigantic. And we are like, we've got the second biggest Comic-Con in the country. And one of the reasons is that we're wildly participatory. I mean, everybody wants to dress up and see and be seen. That's part of the lure, and it's half the fun for them. And people do hours upon hours upon hours for their concepts and their costumes and their outfits. And do you remember that piece we did up at the CosSpace, up at the warehouse where people create things?
Yeah.
And this woman had done this 1 season, 1 episode character from something from Supernatural that had taken literally 72 hours to put together, and it was exquisite.
Can I give a little clue here? If you have to explain your Halloween costume, it sucks. That's it. And if you're going to do
nothing to do with Halloween.
Characters just...
All right, okay. This is the important thing.
And to round it all up, my feelings about cosplay go like this. Okay,
can you go sit over there for a minute while I finish the story, which is important? This is kind of cool. For the rest of us who are normal, we just got a huge honor here in Utah. Lindsay Lopez is going to be representing America at the World Cosplay Championship. It begins this Saturday in Japan. I am so excited for this! Now, she's the second Utah to compete at the world event. In 2014, Melissa from Provo, actually, was also the U.S. representative. And it's really amazing. So you have no idea how big this is. She's been all around the world doing cosplay competitions.
What does she dress as?
She does a whole lot of different things.
Oh, there's many?
She's lots and lots of different looks. Oh, no cosplayer with herself does just one character. You do a million different looks. And they're very specific. And so the cool thing about this, though, is that she's also gotten so good at this. Now she does design. She designs costumes for different things like Wicked, Lady
for other people to wear.
Yeah, and she toured with Phantom of the Opera. It's going to be amazing.
That's cool.
She does a lot of... she does, in this specific case, the Victorian world. In Japan, it's called something that I cannot pronounce, but it's called the Black Butler here in America.
Wait, give me a shot. I'll give a shot.
Yeah, sure.
What language is it?
Right there. Japanese, dear.
Japanese. Horashitsuji.
All right, that works for me.
KUROSHIT.
Lindsay, congratulations, sweetheart. We are very excited for you, and we know that you are going to win the whole tamale. Or the short shih tzu, whatever it is.
Actually, if it's in Japan, it would be sushi.
You know, you really just took the wind out of my sails with that story. I was very, very excited for Lindsay.
I know you were very excited.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. Let's move on to something that everybody can appreciate, and that would be Thor. Because that's Chris Hemsworth and my internet boyfriend Tom Hiddlesworth, and it is Loki.
Okay.
And I can hardly wait. It's coming out in November. Now, here's the deal. This is really cool. If you've never seen anything from this director, he's brand new. He's never done any of the Thor movies before, but he's freaking hysterical. He's from New Zealand, and he's really he's just funny. But anyway, so they asked if they could bring a Make-A-Wish child on the set of Thor Ragnarok. He wanted to meet Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston.
Right.
And so Chris, who plays Thor, was wandering around all day with this cute little kid from Make-A-Wish, and he was just following him and just
Is he in costume?
beside himself with excitement. No, just watching.
Okay.
And so he came up with, hands down, the best line of the entire thing, because Chris was about to shoot, and the kid leaned over and says, "You know what you should really say is this." And this is what they came out with. Here's the clip.
I give you your
We know each other. He's a friend from work. Oh, come on.
Epic. Tell me how epic that is. And so this cute little kid came up with the line, because I guess he was supposed to say something else like, "Yeah, Thor, I'm going to beat you up." And instead he came up with that one. He's a friend from work.
Ooh, she's
Oh
scary.
man, I can hardly wait for this
Oh,
movie. It is going to
Thor.
be so freaking epic. Well, this is Hell. This is when Hell actually escapes from prison, and she's played by Kate Blanchett, who
Oh,
is,
my
as you
gosh.
can imagine, incredibly beautiful. So this is going to be an epic movie. I can hardly wait to see this. Isn't that cool?
Will these movies ever end?
You didn't even include the shot, by the way, of Loki flipping his knives, which was the best shot of the entire movie, by the way,
Why are
guys.
you blaming them?
Because they should have better sense.
Or taste?
You know,
What?
you're skating on thin ice here now, pal.
I'm
You're,
gonna-
you're mocking things that are special and spiritual to me. You know that, right?
Yeah. What else?
Move on.
Who else?
All right, foster grandparents, tell them about it. This is very cool. My sister's a foster mom. Well, my sister and brother-in-law are foster parents. And it's absolutely crucial, but it's also a 24/7 kind of investment.
But
They're looking for something now that a
That's
lot
right.
of people could do.
foster grandparents. Now here's the deal, and I'm only going to have a phone number. I wish I had the web address, but I don't. Volunteers must be on limited income, must be at least 55 years old, able to serve 15 or more hours per week. Now, if you have an open schedule, that would work out great. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to act as mentors, tutors, caregivers for children and teenagers within the community organizations, such as schools, hospitals, youth centers. And you'll be trained professionals will assist you and support and give you training as you go along. And this is for kids and teenagers with special needs.
Go to utahcounty.gov / foster grandparents.
All right.
utahcounty.gov / foster grandparents.
Now, volunteers will receive a heart full of gold. They will. And receive a non-taxable stipend, paid personal leave, transportation, mileage, and reimbursement, and ongoing training, which is pretty cool. If you want to give them a call, you can give them a call at 801-851-7784. Isn't that the most lovely?
Well, see, the thing that's so cool about that to me is you always think about your grandparents. They loved you best. No one will ever be able to convince me that my grandma, Tweety, didn't love me best. I know she did.
Out of all the kids?
Oh, yeah,
Out
totally.
of 6?
Well, there's a ton of grandkids. There were past all of us. There was like 80.
You're
but
putting
she
yourself
loved me
number
best.
one.
But this is the gift of being a grandparent. You as a child know that you are loved best. And that is the gift. Because sometimes with your parents, there's other things and there's discord and exhaustion. But your grandparents always love you. They're excited to see you.
That's 'cause
and
they-
if you're one of those kids who doesn't have that,
Yeah.
who doesn't have the gift of that, this to me is like the coolest thing you could do for a child. The hands down coolest thing that you would be the person that would make them know that they were loved the best.
Plus the fact that it's a multi-generational thing, and so aren't they going to have more respect for people who are older and grandparent age?
And plus, you can spoil them and do all the crap their parents can't get away with.
Because you remember the favorite move of the grandparents is like, hey, your kid pooped his pants. Here. It's the best job in the world. Just get to You just get to spoil them.
UtahCounty.gov/foster grandparents, and
great
have all the
program.
information there.
All right.
It would be wonderful if you could do it. It's such a big deal.
That's pretty good. You gonna tell me something else that's good?
Tell me something good. This is one of my favorites ever. You ready for this one?
Yes,
Can
I
you
am.
guys show a picture of this little kid? I'm so in love with this, I can hardly stand it. Now, these are best buddies.
Hi, guys.
This is Camden Hushan and Paul Burnett. They're like totally best buds. They're about to be third graders. They make that very clear, by the way. We're almost in third grade.
Almost
Not
third.
second graders, almost in third. And they've been inseparable since they met in kindergarten.
Okay.
Well, when Paul noticed that Camden was struggling with his wheelchair, he says, look, I'll be happy to help. And he'll push him to school every day. So he takes him to school, and, as you can tell, he skips a few rides. Camden became a paraplegic when he was born with a massive tumor embedded in his spine, and they were able to remove the tumor in surgery, but he was left paralyzed.
Right.
It was kind of,
Yeah.
you'll lose him or we do this. Well, his last wheelchair was incredibly heavy and bulky. It was one of the reasons that his sweet friend Paul would help push him.
Right.
Because it was so incredibly bulky and exhausting, he really had a hard time with it. And so they said, look, there's something new out that would be great. It'll cut down a huge amount on the stress that Camden's having with his, his
The
issues.
weight of the.
Yeah,
right.
and they said, if this is great, okay, great. And then their insurance turned them down and said, no, we're not gonna pay that. It's,
It's
this
a
one will be-
terrible way to end this story.
This one will be fine. This is what you get. Well, okay. Then Paul thought, well, that's stupid. And then his mom had taught him about GoFundMe, and she said, do you want to try to do something
Right,
for Camden?
right.
So they took those awesome pictures, and they were saying, this is the situation, and
Right.
this is what he needs. And Paul Paul wrote this great epic essay about how fun Camden was, and that he deserved it because he was like totally cool,
Right.
and that he was almost in third grade.
Almost third.
And if you're in third grade, there's a lot more running around during track and field, and you can't have a big heavy wheelchair.
You gotta be busy.
And so he actually managed to raise over $12,000, and the wheelchair is insanely expensive. It was something that, because it's such an amazing new
Well,
model.
the bikes have graphite bikes and things like that.
think-
You can lift with 3 fingers.
And it's up to, so the wheelchair itself actually cost, I think it was $21,500. So they've gotten up to 12, and they're like, and then a local merchant saw the story and saw how much they'd raised, and he goes, I'll match it. And he got his wheelchair.
That was
Because of Paul, the almost to be third grader, not a second grader, almost to be
third grader.
So that is Tell Me Something Good, the love of this
Moments-
8-year-old who
moments
raised
away.
thousands of dollars for his buddy's wheelchair.
That's very cool.
Okay, now I'm tearing up again.
All right. Well, it is time for information with Daisy.
All right, she's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. It is brought to you today by our dear friends at Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Look, it's a 4-minute challenge for your mortgage application. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Also by Executive Transportation with a fleet of amazing Escalades. March is ready to take you anywhere for an amazing price. You can book your ride at executiveutah.com. And all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. They have 24-hour service. And if you've seen Crazy John on any one of our endless entertaining segments, you know this guy knows his stuff. You can get them at allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, good morning. What's going on, my dear?
Hello everyone, here's what's making headlines Friday, August 4th on GephartDaily.com. Molina Healthcare has announced it will no longer offer insurance plans to Utahns on the Affordable Care Act federal exchange beginning in 2018. The Long Beach, California-based company cited financial losses and uncertainty over critical government funding as the reason behind the decision. The move means approximately 70,500 Utahns will have to go shopping for different health insurance for 2018, officials said. The company also is pulling out of the market in Wisconsin for the same reasons it is leaving Utah. Friday marks the 1-week anniversary since the vehicle belonging to missing American folkman Paul Swenson was found in Salt Lake City. Swenson, 30, was last seen Thursday driving from his home to an appointment in Salt Lake County. His 2016 BMW X6 four-door sedan was found Friday morning by Salt Lake Police near Parkview Elementary School at 970 Emery Street. Numerous searches as well as a candlelit vigil have been organized this past week. Authorities fear Swenson was not in the right state of mind when he vanished. And a lineup of voting machines popped up at the Utah Capitol this week with the aim of giving members of the public an opportunity to try some of the latest in voting technology. The move is part of a state process to choose a new provider of voting equipment for county officials who operate Utah elections. And now for a quick look at your Wasatch Front weather, where we'll keep it dry and sunny for Friday and Saturday with highs in the mid to upper 90s. Sunday drops down dramatically to an icy 90 degrees, and early next week will bring temperatures in the upper 80s. That's it for now. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank
Right.
you, my dear Daisy.
So it's funny, you have a dry cleaner, right? Yeah, you have a garage guy, fixes your cars. Yeah, you got that. You got people that maybe do your lawn. You got the guy. So you got a guy, you got a guy, you got a gal, you got a guy. Plumbing. You need, in this case, it's a guy. It's all Utah plumbing, heating, and air. Now, the reason they're so important is the fact that if you need a plumber, it is not the time to call them when the water is shooting across the kitchen floor and you don't know where the shutoff is and it's coming out full bore, like a tub being filled. Except it's not in the tub. It's in your house. So what do? First of all, may I suggest you put this in your phone, all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. They can come out, they do drains, they do leaks, they do faucet replacements, they actually do redesigning of your bathroom and take out tubs and put in big shower stalls. They can do it all, licensed, insured, friendly. They fix it once. That's all they're going to do. Come in, they're going to fix it once, and then you're good to go. So if you were looking for some people who know how to contain the water in the places it should be and the electrical, just give them a call or actually go online, allutahplumbing.com.
Okay, this is so cool. 2 new movies coming out today.
Well, you need my opening.
Oh.
It's the movie Roundup. Go ahead. We're
Was that the one you practiced
Yeah,
for days?
We're going to work on that jingle, okay? Okay.
You want to do it again?
No,
It was really good.
no one else does either.
Okay, I'm so excited for this. Stephen King, he did the Dark Tower series, and we have been waiting for years to come. For a while there, it looked like Norman Reedus, who actually plays Daryl Dixon in The Walking Dead, was going to be the gunslinger. Idris Elba actually got it instead, and he totally rocks in this. The first one is out today, The Dark Tower. I'm beside myself. Take a look. Gunslinger.
I am the last one. The man in black destroyed everything in my world. Earth will be next.
Matthew McConaughey is basically the devil. He wants to end the entire universe as we
Right.
know it. And there's different times. And so Idris Elba, as the gunslinger, has to go in and out of different parallel dimensions.
Because that was like a Western,
Yeah,
right?
chasing each other and trying to, and
Now
basically
it's-
his goal is he's got to keep Matthew McConaughey from destroying the Dark Tower and thus ending the universe as a whole. So
Right.
there's a level of pressure there for this guy that you can imagine.
Does McConaughey go a rad at any
I-
point during this film?
I cannot be certain.
Because he does in almost every one.
There's one, I just remember so vividly reading this first book, and it haunted me because there are these lobster-like creatures that come at the gunslinger and they go, did it chuck? Did it chuck like that? And one of it eats off part of his hand while it's going, did it chuck? And I just remember being paralyzed with horror that he was eating his hand and saying, did it chuck? At the same time. Stephen King has a really interesting memory. I don't know where he comes from some of his stuff. But the other one coming out, Halle Berry is back, and she is like at her crazy-eyed best. It's called Kidnapped. Her son gets kidnapped. Have a look.
Frankie! They've got my son! Help me!
I mean, like crazy-eyed best.
Well,
And
that's about the worst nightmare any parent has.
It's just so scary. But the thing that's amazing is, so she's here in her little red minivan. She's dropped her phone and she's chasing this sucker down. She's like, "You're not going away with my son." And so, the police don't think they can help her. And if you take a look at this, I mean, there's missing kids everywhere.
Right.
So we know that there's something freaking terrifying happening here. But once again, this is Halle Berry, and Halle Berry, when she's pissed off, tends to do a rather fantastic job. So I absolutely believe that she's going to find the child.
Is this the
but it's
the
scary as hell.
Liam Neeson version?
Yes, she's like the female Liam Neeson. She's going to find you and she's going to hurt you
I'm going to hurt you very bad.
pretty badly. I have a belief. So in any case, that's what's coming out this weekend. You've got scary, you've got intense, you've got awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, coming up next, we have a solar update, a solar eclipse update. And this is serious.
Do you have our special glasses?
This is serious. There are products out there that actually couldn't hurt you. And it's serious. And it's coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin morning stream is actually available anytime at gephardtdaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
All right, so I noticed someone on Facebook wants to know what's all about the Hot Pockets. Something coming up in the show with Daisy. We're going to show you that coming up in a little
Poor
bit.
Daisy.
What the thing about beauty?
Well,
Who's
I've
doing
actually
this?
I really love the Dove ads, and you and I have watched them before. The new Dove ads where they talk about redefining beauty.
Oh, and
which
all the
I've-
different
I've-
sizes.
Yes,
and, yeah.
I absolutely loved this ad concept with them because they keep trying to say, look, there's so many different looks that we're that are overlooked in fashion magazines and with all the the photo retouching and the airbrushing and so they've featured all these really interesting women, and the latest is here from Utah, and I love this girl, Kylie Howell. She owns Friar Tuck's Barbershop.
There she is.
And she goes, I was
Friar Tucks.
She goes, and
That's funny.
Well, it's funny because her whole thing about becoming a barber started when she got her hair cut when she was younger.
Right.
And so she said, I was really surprised because you never think you're going to be chosen for something like that. And it talks about her transformation to short hair and how she had created an image that fit her, that became who she was as a human being. You know,
Right.
and she got the full tattoo sleeves, and she opened this great barber shop, and she said, I really wanted to help women decide who they wanted to look like and what they wanted to be. So she creates these epic hairstyles for women, and she said it was really cool for me to be part of that, to be part of this image of where people actually got to reach out and see who you were.
So what happens with her with Dove now?
I think that basically she says my message is be you, just find that and be yourself.
That's very
and she
cool.
said that's the whole message of this. And so just in the first week on YouTube, the video got more than 2 million views.
So
2
cool.
million views. So that's
cool.
really exciting. So congratulations, Kylie, honey. I think that's wonderful that you've done that for us and that you've done it for yourself.
That is so cool.
Isn't that amazing? And she is a beautiful girl.
And Friar Tuck is.
Oh, you love that,
Where'd
I
that
know.
come from, right?
And speaking of inner beauty, of course, George and Amal Clooney, who are unnaturally beautiful on the outside to the point where it's like, are you sure you're not a genetic
They're still
experiment?
happy, right? You're not going to
Oh
tell
no,
me
they're
it's
wonderful. They're
All
wonderful.
right.
You know that she's brilliant, and she's a barrister, and she does all this international human
Right.
rights. And twins, they have twins. They just came out with the Clooney Foundation, and one of their first projects were the Syrian refugee children. They've been pushing really hard on this. As a matter of fact, she's actually received death threats from ISIS because a lot of her prosecution overseas. So they just started a series of schools for 3,000 Syrian refugee children who are in Lebanon. And this is amazing. So it's going to offer, this is a huge humanitarian crisis. And of course, the kids are always the ones who get nailed in the fallout. And so their goal with the $4 million is to build schools as quickly as they can so these kids can get educated.
Right.
And it's going to involve this whole day-long thing where they're also taught life skills, and they get to make sure that they're all fed and that they get health care, and all
Role
these things happen
models and-
as
yeah.
they go on. So the school day will actually be closer to 12 hours rather than 6. And the parents were like, well, who's going to help us? You know, because we need the child labor, we need the help with the water and stuff.
Right.
So part of the infrastructure of the school
Is.
is going to be making sure that that water is available, and all the things that children traditionally spend hours upon hours a day doing
Right.
will be taken care of so that they can spend their time developing structure again.
Very cool.
Isn't that cool?
Of course,
You're
of
unnaturally
course.
beautiful,
Yeah,
and you're
right.
awesome.
All right, yeah, it's almost too much to bear.
No, I love it. It makes me so happy. And
right.
it's such a good thing.
So this is scary.
In what way?
This is a scary story, and to do it, we have to put on our safety glasses
How are you going to read this story with these on?
magically because I'm that way.
Now, these are real live certified
Okay.
solar eclipse
Well,
viewing glasses.
They have a little logo here. They
for
have
August 21st.
over here, and then they have instructions and numbers you can call. And over here, some more instructions. Over here, certification numbers and stuff like that. But there's companies actually making these and putting all this stuff on them, and they're not good. There's not enough protection.
That's sleazy.
Let's pretend that's the sun. Ready? Science look. Go. Okay. So basically, I'm going to cheat. I'm looking down. Wait, I need my other glasses too. Hang on. It's going to be odd. Keep yours on. You're a scientist. All right. So here's the deal. They are, in this alarming report, unsafe eclipse viewing goggles flooding the market coast to coast. Of course, it's
That
coming.
is so sleazy. How could you do that? Like, I know this is probably going to impair your retina and, destroy your vision, but I'm just going to put these and make a quick buck.
What about your kids?
I mean, that's so sleazy.
This is like changing people's visions, and it could. Now I'm going to give you some tips to figure out how if errands are safe enough, and basically, they have the International Organization of Standardization, this ISO. They're putting out as many things as they can, but the AAS, which is the American Astronomical Society, they're putting up a safety list of brands that they know are good and where they're being sold. So that's good.
That's a big deal.
Let's say you can't get to that. Let's say you can't.
I got to take these off. They're making me crazy.
Okay, now put them back on. You got to put them back on.
No.
Put them back on. Safety first, teaching the kids. All right, so Erin, I want you to look at that spotlight right there. Can you see it?
I can't see either one of
Okay,
them,
can
no.
you see this one over here?
No, I can't.
Look at me. Can you see me?
I can't see you
Okay,
either.
that's a good
I
thing.
can see a faint outline of you, but that's because I'm like right here.
Right. So if you can see any light source except for looking at the sun through this, it's no good.
Oh, that's a good test.
Right?
That's
it's
a really
no
good
good.
test.
Another test is if you put them back on. It's safety first. Come on. It's for the kids. It's not good. Glance around here. If it looks murky or hazy,
The sun?
it's no good.
Wait, the sun or anything? Like if you have them on and anything looks hazy or murky?
Well, and you look at the sun because it's the only thing that should come through. Because they're that strong. Anyway.
So by the time you're actually looking at the sun and going, hey, that looks hazy or murky, these glasses are no good.
You got
You
damage.
just burned out your retina, right?
You got some damage.
That's not really a helpful hint.
AAS, and you will find out the sites and stuff. They'll list the sites to make it safe because everybody's looking forward to this. We're all talking about it.
I'm so excited.
It's a 70-mile swath going across the United States, which is rare.
First in our lifetime.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it goes across, and everybody's heading towards like Idaho and all that stuff. And we talked yesterday about this and the fact that don't count on your phone because you have like cities like Rexburg.
We didn't expect 500,000 people today.
30,000 people live there, and all of a sudden 220 are going there. 500,000 going into Idaho. They think, don't count on your credit cards. Don't count on take cash. Don't count on your debit cards because they cannot handle this. It cannot handle this kind of load. And so your phones will not work. I like to say it's because of some Martian-esque kind of effect from the sun being eclipsed, but it's not.
It's the Russians.
It's the Russians. Thanks,
The Russian-
Obama.
It's the Russian interference.
All right, so eagle fishing.
The eagles are fishing?
Before we do this.
Oh.
So we've moved, and one of the things we had to do is I have a freezer full of food in the basement, and so I was going to take it out, run it up there, and then you're bringing it. But they're strong enough; they just lifted the whole little freezer the size of this table.
God bless those kids.
Picked it up and put it in the trunk, the truck, and brought it, and then put it in place. We plugged it in, and we were all good. But one of the pieces of meat that I had in a regular freezer, I was unloading, and I did bring that myself, and I put it in the freezer, the little freezer right
How
there.
could you have let this happen? That was the big meat. That is a ribeye
It is
roast.
ribeye roast, about 5 ribs.
It's the big meat.
And Erin says the following thing when she sees it. She said, "That's horribly freezer burned." And I said, "Well, if you don't want to eat it," and she said,
I didn't say that. Like you're going to go, no, I'm not going to eat the rib roast because it's freezer burned. I would chisel that edge off and eat it. I don't care.
"It's like bad cheese. Just cut the green off."
Yeah, it's just fine.
It's all good. My mom had the same thing with bread. If there was 4 or 5 pieces that had green on it, she would just take those and quietly tuck them away. "Here you go, kids."
Just remember the spores actually can go into the rest of the...
She wasn't a scientist like we are.
We are scientists.
Right? Okay, so eagle.
So there's an eagle, he's fishing, what, like diving for fish or something?
No, there's a
Very
lobsterman up in Maine, and he went out to get his traps.
Okay.
Right? And,
Yes.
And they're out on the sea because of the maintenance, and they're getting themselves some lobster. Out they see, okay, never mind. It was a bald eagle, and he's swimming. If you've ever seen a bald eagle swim,
I don't think bald eagles swim, do they?
They look like they're doing the butterfly stroke because they flap their wings forward. No, it was an accident.
Oh, look at him, the poor little bedraggled thing. Oh.
And he was out there, and the captain's like, "What you doing out there, eagle?"
Why was the bald eagle swimming in the ocean? They don't do that, by the way.
Sometimes when they go down and hit, like a duck or something like that, they get too wet. When they get too wet, they can't take off. Wingspan, pretty big. Body weight, pretty big. Can't get off the water.
Oh, wow.
So it's in the water.
Oh, my gosh. So what did they do?
Well, they're looking. They're like cheering it on.
You can do
It
this.
sees the boat, and it's flapping actually towards the boat. Just wants to float. It's grabbed a couple buoys, but they'd fall over. So he got towards the boat, but just head started going underwater. Head started going underwater. So I threw him one of those life rings, but awkward again, kept falling back in the water. So he took this wooden thing that was like a cover of his bait box for the lobsters, and he threw it in, and he put the thing on top of it, and the bird climbed right out.
That is so smart.
And he put him on the boat,
Oh, poor
and he
little
rested
thing.
there, and he was taken back to the harbor. And as the wings dried out and the feathers dried out, on his own, he soared into the sky like the majestic bird that he is.
I'll be darned.
So the lobsterman saved the eagle.
You know what I'm always amazed at is bald eagles look so irritated all the time. They've just got that, because, you know, the way the eyes are set and the feathers, they just always look really pissed off at you.
What the funny thing is that Erin and I went to Juneau with some friends to do some sport
Alaska.
fishing. And we were up there. And during the winter, which is really warm up there, and there's no snow because you're on the ocean, bald eagles are a pain in the ass up there. Because
I'm glad you're the national symbol. Get off!
they gather in these hundreds and hundreds of them. And they fly into windows. They're pooping everywhere. Our friends live there, and they have to put netting over their balconies to keep the birds from smacking into the glass on their porches. They're pooing everywhere, and they hate this time of year. God love the birds and America, but they are a messy bird, and they're huge, and the cats don't like them. I'll tell you that.
There's not a lot of cats left. To
There's
really
no
be
cats
unhappy
left. If
about
you're
it.
not an indoor cat, you're dinner.
Well, so we had the elephant swimming in the ocean last week on
I
the
know.
show, and now this week we have the bald eagle swimming.
And bald eagles,
Who knew?
love them, great, but pain in the butt in Alaska during that season.
All right, coming up next, this is really cool. Not only do we have the festival update, we have what the cool criminals are using now. Guns are so passé. We'll explain. We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com?
All right, you're going to talk about something here.
Well, first of all, we're going to talk about the criminals and what he's using now. Do you have the story over there,
Oh,
please?
yeah, right here. You might want that hot off
you're-
the press.
So I'm hoping we have the picture, Brandon, because it's pretty epic. There was a man who was arrested at a convenience store.
What the heck is that?
He was threatening the clerk. He said,
Oh.
"Give me your money,"
That's
and he had a scythe.
which is like a sickle except big, and you cut hay with it.
And he said, "Give me your money." Here's a scythe. Now, some people might pull a gun from behind, or perhaps a knife.
Knife.
You know, but this guy,
Or a blunt object.
He really feels like he should go big or go home. And so this gentleman, Michael Just of Ogden, came in with this scythe,
Well, I don't understand
saying,
why.
"Give me all your money." And the clerk went,
Whoa.
"No," and then went and locked himself in the bathroom.
Right.
So poor Michael went back out and he damaged a vehicle with his scythe.
Did he grab a Slim Jim on the way out?
And then, because of the delightfully clear surveillance video,
Right.
the police then went to his house and said, "Michael, we have you on video
Come on out.
with your scythe."
Scythe.
And he refused to cooperate, not surprisingly. So SWAT surrounded, and then he had to surrender. So he had to leave a scythe at home.
That's scythe.
Yeah.
That's what Father Death carries.
Yeah,
Is it Father Death?
death, just death,
Or is it Mr. Death?
just death. He's very, very casual. Just death.
Just Death?
Death carries a scythe,
That's crazy.
not a sickle because that's curved. A
Don't-
scythe.
We have information. After that, you're going to talk about the festivals that are going this weekend because it's gone bananas.
I know, I'm so excited. All right. First of all, we got to go to Daisy in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Executive Transportation. March can take you anywhere and in style and at an affordable price. Just go to Executive Utah to book your ride. And Black Diamond Experts, that is electric, plumbing, heating, and air. You'll be glad you called an expert. BlackDiamondExpert.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. Here's a look at national and world news on GephartDaily.com. An Arizona mother said her 11-year-old son spent about 16 hours with a fidget spinner stuck on his finger before being freed by a hospital maintenance worker. Cassie Rhodes of Tempe said her son Sam quickly ran into trouble with his newest toy, a special type of fidget spinner. I barely pushed on my finger and it just popped right on, Sam told a local TV station. I thought that maybe it would be on there for the rest of my life. President Donald Trump has nominated 2 individuals to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, who, if approved by the Senate, could help the regulatory agency act on a backlog of energy projects. Trump nominated Democrat Richard Glick and Republican Kevin McIntyre were voted on to fill out the 5-member panel, which has been without a 3-person quorum for months. And Justin Bieber has broken his silence concerning why he decided to cancel the remaining dates on his Purpose World Tour. Me taking this time right now is me saying I want to be sustainable, he writes in a lengthy Instagram post about why he cut the tour short. I want my career to be sustainable, but I also want my mind, heart, and soul to be sustainable so that I can be the man I want to be, the husband I eventually want to be, and the father I want to be. This message is just an opportunity for you to know my heart. I'm not expecting anyone to understand, but I do want people to have an opportunity to know where I'm coming from, Bieber added. He did actually add an exclamation point at the end of that as well, so we knew he was serious. That's a look at world and national news. You can get all the day's headlines 24/7 on GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, my darling Daisy. Fink and McGregor. It's actually funny. We were hanging out with Just Out yesterday, who of course runs Fink and McGregor, and he was telling us about all the different mortgages. And there's actually one called a USDA mortgage. Can you believe that? It's basically for rural areas. And Todd got all excited because he said that's the one where they rate meat, right? And Jeff looked at him and went, I think I had to go get him some aspirin. But the important thing is this: there's a myriad of different mortgage styles and options, and you may not know about them. As a matter of fact, there's one FHA everybody qualifies for. I did not know that. You know, it's open for everybody to try. So all you need to do is go to Fink and McGregor, because basically he can explain all of your different options. There's something that's going to fit you. Every individual person. And the simplest thing to do is just go to fink-mcgregor.com. It takes 4 minutes to apply for a mortgage. It will tell you your options, and then they'll give you a call within 1 business day. It's embarrassingly simple, and I've never seen a mortgage that was that way before, so this is a good time to give them a call. fink-mcgregor.com. Daisy, hi. How are you?
Hello, happy Friday. It's Friday.
Explain the Justin Bieber thing again, because that was really random.
He wants to be sustainable.
All right. That was the whole message.
It was a long post, but I think the gist of it was
he wants to
be sustainable so he can have a wife and children later.
All right.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Well, this is Justin Bieber.
It is Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Okay.
Poor Justin Bieber. I feel bad for him.
We had to do a special festival update because there's so many cool things going on this weekend.
Really? Free ones?
I know, boatloads. We talked yesterday about the Salt Lake County Fair.
Yeah.
You had that up.
Yeah.
But they have the Kimball Arts Center Arts Fair up in Park City. I'd forgotten about that. Remember how cool that is?
I've never been.
Oh, it's gorgeous. We should really go up there this weekend because it really is pretty. So, of course, once again, they fled down Main Street, but it's the Arts Festival is always really, really cool. They have over 50,000 guests. They have $20 million worth of economic impact. Everybody comes to stay.
Wow.
Everybody hangs out.
Okay.
But it's really fun. So this is one of the things that lets the Kimball Arts Center function basically free of charge all year long. But basically, I have no knowledge or care for art, so you probably will because you're from an art family.
Oh,
I just
I'd
go up and
love
hang
to
out.
go. Yeah, and when it gets so hot down here, it's so nice up there to just kind of, have a bit of
Exactly.
cool and maybe go have dinner. Or
Exactly.
that sounds great.
You know, I think Jay, your husband, Jay's band should be in this next year. I'm a little surprised. It's basically it's the local music festival down at the Gallivan Center, free, And this is going to be Friday night, and it's Salt Lake City Local Music Festival. It's
This
all
looks
local bands and
great.
artists, and they have tons of food trucks, tons of vendors. But it's like in every kind of music, every kind of style.
Is this the first one of these?
I think so. I've never heard of it
because
before.
I've never heard of it before, but that sounds great. And the Gallivan Center's fun.
Oh, it's cool. The only thing
Yeah.
that would make that better, though, is if Jay's band were in it. Yes. I'm a little disappointed.
That would make it better. Next year he'll have to do that. That would be cool, wouldn't
Right,
it?
exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we were talking about this yesterday, all the different kinds of styles of dance that they're doing dance classes now for, and a lot of them are free. Flamenco. We did not discuss that.
Flamenco. I
Wouldn't
had
you
to
like
learn
to
to
dance?
do a little bit of flamenco for a play I was in once.
Really?
I did.
Were you good
yeah.
at it? Did you have...
No.
There's a lot of presence. There's a lot of style and verve in that, right?
Well, I think just like a lot of other kind of dance styles, like, you know, when they say like with tap dancing, like your feet could be doing anything as long as you like have pizzazz. And I think flamenco was like that, but I couldn't actually do any of the steps, but I just did a lot of kind of clicking and sort of Spanish looking serious faces and that kind of thing. And I had a long dress on, so no one could see what my
There
feet
you
were
go.
doing anyway.
Yeah, as long as
so.
the ruffles were going, who knows?
But it's super empowering, you know.
Wouldn't that
'cause
be
it's
fun?
very like serious and smoldering.
And it's sensual. You command
Mm-hmm.
respect and attention.
Plus, think of guys in cute flamenco outfits.
Tight pants.
Tight pants
You can't
and those
really
little, like a cover band and little short frilly jacket.
I'm with you so far. I'm 100% there. This is good.
I'm going to be talking to Jay tonight about a flamenco suit, for sure.
All right, and you had actually talked about this one before, but it's the Riverton City Park.
Oh, yeah. This sounds amazing to me. So this is like, it's, what night? It's Friday night. Yeah,
Tonight.
so, and it's tonight. So I'm like, what day is it? So movies in the park, and I think what this is you have the movie, you have food trucks, and then you also have a farmer's market.
Oh, that's so fun.
Isn't that so fun?
How can you beat that? It's everything. I'm still mostly
exactly.
I'm seriously just basically about the food, but you're right, there's organic produce if you're
Yeah,
a yuppie.
yeah.
There's free movies for the kids to entertain them, and I'm over at the donut truck.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking of like what food I would get, and I'm thinking, so you go to a food truck, get the food, and then go to the farmer's market and get your like coffee and your donut,
Exactly,
and then watch the film. Do we know what film it is tomorrow night?
No, I was looking and they didn't have it. I think it was one of the Marvel ones, though. I'll have to take a look
Oh,
again.
super fun, and this is all free.
Yeah, isn't that epic? I know. Free admission.
You know, it's really funny here because, like, in Utah, you can do so many free things, and in England, like, nothing is free.
Really?
Yeah.
I think here we lure you in with the free admission and then we stick it to you when you're in there.
But nothing like free movies or anything like
No,
that.
really?
There's not really an equivalent over there. So I'm always like, over here, you know, you can do a lot of stuff for free. And
That's a shame.
very cool if you're a family or, you know,
You're terminally broke, which would be our
struggling or-
family all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, we don't really do all the free things as a public service for you. It's just the only way that Todd and I have to get our children out of the house. So, there you go.
Well, that sounds great. So the weekend can be packed
I know.
with fun festivals.
We
and
totally
stuff.
do have to do the flamenco dancing together, though. You know that. Tell me that Todd and Jay would not rock it.
I can see them in their little suits now.
It's going to be a good weekend, my friend.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want information on any of this stuff, just go to getpartdaily.com. There's the Todd and Erin page. We list everything out for you, too, as well. So
It couldn't be easier.
I know it's going to be a fun weekend.
Fun is easy, guys. That was so corny.
That went somewhere weird for me. I don't know. You going, it's easy. And I was, never mind.
yeah.
I'll move on. Okay, coming up next, the $10 house. It could be yours. We'll tell you how. We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and getpartdaily.com. I love you too.
All right, who wants to buy a house for $10?
Tell me this, because this is amazing.
It's in New Jersey. It's a famous house. It was built by a famous architect, Dudley S. Van Antwerp. And evidently he has a
Dudley
name.
Van S. Antwerp.
Yeah, and evidently he has a name in the architectural world.
Okay,
And it's a
okay.
cool house, but the property itself has been given to a developer, same old, and they're
I'm
going
going
to
to be
turn
making
it,
condos.
and they're going to make it into 6 different lots and build that.
Look at that thing. It's freaking gigantic.
It's not, it's 4,000 square feet, so yes.
Wow.
Yes, it is big. And they said, all you have to do, give us $10. And the house is yours. And
What's
as a
the
matter,
catch?
they got to move it.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, you know what we'll even do? We'll even offer $10,000 towards the moving price.
You know, I actually love that, though. This proves to me that the owner really loves this house. He just wants it to be saved. But I can't even imagine how much it would cost to me, and especially with a historic house. That's like,
They
That's
moved.
like a lot of
they
stuff.
moved. I saw them move a 2-story brick building once in my hometown, and this is back before wheels were round. And they moved a brick, and they didn't crack it, which is the weirdest
but
thing.
that's so brittle. How would you do that?
Well, on a regular house like this, because I watch the Discovery Channel, I'm an idiot. Basically, they start digging underneath and they get beams through it. And then they have those special, you've probably seen them, hopefully, probably not, because you're not a nerd. And they have all these wheeled different things they attach to the bottom, and they all can move separately. So if you need the house to move like this, it'll do this in place. So anyway, you got to pay for power lines to be taken down. You have to pay for police presence. You have to know where it's going. You have to have a place for it to land and all this different stuff. You go inside and you punch walls out and you put cross members in, and it's really a big deal. Sometimes you have to take the chimney down, because you have a certain height requirement.
Guesstimate for a 4,000 square foot house. How much do you think it would cost to move?
I got to think close to $100,000.
But still, you're looking at a 4,000 square foot historic house, and if you had the property,
Right.
I mean, this is like a multi-million-dollar property.
Right.
I mean, isn't it?
It also depends how far you're going. If you're going 2 blocks down,
It's okay.
right?
Although, frankly, after all that trouble of packing, I would expect them to move that half across the country.
Right?
Come on, that's a lot of effort. Let's put something into this.
6 bedrooms, 3 baths, $10. 3 baths, 6 baths, $3, $10. Why not buy the dang thing?
It'd be perfect if you could just stay there, but
If you bought it for $10, right, and then you put up bleachers and you're going to have the house demolished, you could charge $5 a ticket, make your $10 back and some profit. People just don't listen to me. They don't talk to me.
they're trying to protect an elegant historic house by a noted architect, pal.
Right, Antwerp.
All right, move on.
I haven't seen this much here. Back east, people have extra garden stuff, and they will, or eggs, and they'll build a little stand. In most cases,
I love those. Yeah, when we
right?
go back to Massachusetts,
Right.
and they always have them on the stands on the side, like in Maine and
And
stuff.
sometimes they just have them in a wheelbarrow, a little crate with them piled up, and it says cucumbers, 10 cents a piece, and there's a jar there, and you go up and you put your dime in, and you go, and you don't talk to anybody. It's an honor system. And this guy this guy was like really kind of sad in Nova Scotia because that's exactly what he did.
He had the little wheelbarrow with the eggs.
Right. And then some bad guy stole it, so he put this up. He stole his wheelbarrow.
Bring back my wheelbarrow.
Bring back my wheelbarrow. That's all he
You know,
wanted.
the poignant, the sadness of this.
The saddest, your loss of faith in humanity is its friggin' wheelbarrow was stolen.
that is just heartbreaking.
What kind of dirty, rotten dogs
Takes a man's wheelbarrow.
especially when there's free vegetables in it?
That just seems wrong.
It is.
So what's happened with the Odyssey of the wheelbarrow?
Well, as sad as it is, the Crime Stoppers in Nova Scotia went to work. And they publicized it, and they put it in the paper. They put it online, and then there's another picture, I think, of a successful recapturing of said wheelbarrow.
The wheelbarrow was returned?
Yeah. And he put up a sign, and it said, "Thank you for returning my wheelbarrow."
Everything's
I
better.
know it's a simple story, but
It kind of is, honey.
But it's so cool. It's like, give me my wheelbarrow back. Yes, I had a wheelbarrow stolen at one time for me. Yes, I did.
That's why we put up this story, which is essentially
Right.
a complete non-story, that a man's wheelbarrow was taken and then returned.
Oh,
And we did it only so this could be a wish fulfillment issue for you.
I guess you don't own a wheelbarrow, do you?
No, I don't own a wheelbarrow.
I want to talk about one thing before we have Daisy come back in.
Alrighty.
We are in the Bermuda Triangle of vehicles right now. My 1993 Ford Ranger, its transmission is locked up,
And it's purple.
and it has not been driven for a good 2 weeks.
By the way, the owners of our house probably want you to move it now from the front of their house.
They own our house, but they don't own the street. So anyway, Dad's car is dead. It's only a 2-seater, right? And then our family car, the AC died. How long ago?
Oh, at the
whole
start
season.
of summer.
The
Yeah,
whole
we should
season.
get it fixed just as soon as the cold snap
Then
arrives.
we
That'll
don't
be
have
great.
a car that'll pack us around and all that stuff.
So
we,
our children just sort of lie in the back and they're like marinating in sweat, and they're just like, they've got those little pale, peaked faces. And
it's horrible.
it's great.
And then it all came clear to me yesterday when we pulled up. And if you are out of air conditioning, you don't have it, and you pull up to another car at a stoplight, and you look over, and all of their windows are down too, and you look at each other, and it's kind of that brotherhood of suffering, and they give you a look like this, right? Right?
Yeah, I just have it open because I like some fresh air.
It's horrible. But when you pull up next to a car that does have air conditioning and they look at you, you give them, because you don't want to pretend like, you don't want to be without AC. It makes you look silly. So you give them that look like, what?
I like fresh
What?
air.
You gonna call this hot? This isn't hot. I'm sharing a little Britney Spears music with you. That's what, because I'm a giver. It's not hot. I'm baking cinnamon rolls in my pants right now, which I will share with you at the next light. A little warm, whatever.
I'm baking cinnamon rolls in my pants.
Could happen. Speaking of food.
You're really going to do this to Daisy? If you haven't seen this, we have this ongoing thing with Daisy, our beloved Daisy, who is obviously British. You can tell because she's got the accent. And she's been bringing over British foods for us to try. My personal favorite still was the spotted dick. And in return, we have been introducing her to American foods. The foods that you and I perhaps have grown up with and have had for a very long time that Daisy has not yet consumed. We had started with the Pop-Tarts, which she found inutterably repellent.
Did we talk about the spotted dick already?
Oh, we did.
Okay.
And you liked the Funyuns, which I still
I
don't
love the
understand.
Funyuns and the pineapple.
What was the crunchy monster
Monster.
thing you
a
gave us?
Monster Munch.
That was delicious.
And you love the curly whirly too.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
I have
so-
my supplies here. I have my little cat purse. And the reason I have this is so if it's absolutely disgusting,
You're gonna.
I can be like the queen with her handbag. I can be like this, and I can just be kind of like
You're gonna have to spit it up into the cat purse.
very yeah. And I have my Diet Coke, and I have my
Napkin to clean up.
get sweaty.
All right, so this is. I should
had
probably
no
show
idea.
everybody. Yeah, scoot it over. Yeah, it's nice and room temperature.
Okay.
All right, so this is.
Well, it's not really hot. Then
this
it's
is
just
the-
a pocket.
This is the hot pocket. Now you probably want to know why there's a cardboard thing around that hot pocket.
I certainly do. Yes.
That's a thing that you put it in, so it makes it really hot inside. Now this is
Like
the
its
Philly
own little
steak
convection oven.
cheese, right? That's the Philly, yeah. And it's, I think this is the important word, hearty. All right.
Wait, am I tasting the one with the paper on it, or
No, well, no, that's what you do when they microwave them.
Oh.
But that's the full meal deal, and this is like totally American.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Let's hold the purse for her.
Honey,
I
I'm
mean,
so
it looks
sorry.
quite nice. Okay.
Did you get enough of the filling?
Definitely.
They have anything like this in?
Do you need the cat purse?
2 hours later when I swallow it. Quite,
What is
What
it?
do you think? Give us your opinion, your honest opinion of the hot pocket.
I'm still chewing. It's quite dense, isn't it?
Stents, yes.
Filling, we call that.
Almost finished.
Maybe we should have her squeeze some of the filling, extra filling out.
Oh, would you?
So she could get a little bit more of a bite of
Just
the filling.
the filling.
Squeeze it out.
But just
Well, no, squeeze it into your mouth
like
like a little...
pretend it's
Oh,
like a
tooth,
little pastry
like it's
tube.
toothpaste.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like your little pastry tube.
The things I do for you
I
guys.
know,
know.
but we love that about you.
Okay.
The noises.
She looks so unhappy.
Now, is that
That's
better?
my favorite
A
part.
little more innards and a little less crust.
Innards.
I wouldn't say better.
Oh, look at her little face.
I just. Is this like a snack? Or you wouldn't eat one of these for a meal, right?
People
Yeah.
will consume those for meals.
That'd be
yes.
like a lunch.
But then when you finish it, do you just feel so dissatisfied that you,
Yeah.
you
And a
can't
li-
even. And ashamed.
I'm not sure many people.
Ashamed. I'm ashamed.
I think it was always a bad decision. I think.
I think the only thing worse than eating a Hot Pocket yourself would be giving it to your children.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
That pretty much proves your level of parenting. Do you feel like that would be a...
It would weigh them
Like
down.
just throwing a Hot Pocket in the back of the car and being
Let 'em-
like, that's dinner, Zoe. My stepdad actually used to do this. So there were 5 children in the family, 5 girls, and we used to go on holiday. And that we'd all be in the back of the car, and they'd put like, there'd be layers of like camping equipment and duvets and all this stuff, and we'd be like lying on top.
On the very top.
And then he would,
like
we'd
the
be
little
in
Princess and the
France,
Pea.
and he would get like a super crummy baguette and maybe like a bit of cheese or something, and he would find it so funny to just like throw it over his shoulder into the back of the
I just
car.
think the little faces like, catch it in your mouth.
And I now have a crumb phobia because you'd eat the baguette and then you'd be in crumbs, you know.
You'd be
it's like-
encased, yeah.
And I feel like he would have, if Hot Pockets had existed in France or England, he might have thrown. Mind you, if you threw one of those
right,
at
see?
someone,
You could
Right,
actually
right.
take
you
an
could,
eye out.
that could be. You know the guy with the scythe?
Yeah.
He should have used a Hot Pocket.
It would have been a
'Cause
better
you could,
weapon.
You
Right.
could hit
Listen.
someone.
I didn't really, really does it.
See?
Wow, it didn't even,
Blunt.
that didn't even like,
With the tail.
Didn't even dent.
no, wow.
Should we try it again?
Yeah, I think so.
This could go so wrong.
That's incredibly troubling.
Oh my gosh.
For a pastry-based
All right.
product, you would have expected some sort of
Well-
One more?
impact, right? Yeah, do
All right,
it.
go ahead.
Okay. Ready?
Not, Next time we
That's
should wear
incredibly
safety
troubling.
glasses, okay? Yeah.
I'm
thing.
I'm feeling bad. We made her eat that now. To be completely
You know
honest
what?
with you.
You know what? I think it'd be only fair, Erin, if you just take a bite too, to show our solidarity with another country.
You should eat it then.
Look at that horrible little piece of meat sticking.
Just a little taste of the innards.
You have to do it. He took the smallest bite in the world.
That's really horrible.
You my cat purse?
I would not defile the cat purse. I love it too much.
Napkin?
Thank you all. Thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a great weekend. We'll be back Monday
It didn't even dent.
with a ton.
Let's try it one more time.
It's okay.
It's intact.
Todd and Erin morning stream at getpartdaily.com. We'll see you Monday with Daisy. Have a great weekend.